Want to join my free gift card giveaway? Subscribe to my channel, like the video, and turn notifications on. And finally...
Ja, welcome to the Hyperpopcast, young Fräulein.
Hello and welcome back to episode number 2 of the Hyperpopcast. I am Jake and I'm here with my co-hosts...
Seth, are you feeling hyper today?
Brioche.
Are you feeling hyper today, Brioche?
I'm feeling so hyper right now.
So, we are going to be talking today about hyperpop in relation to our own music. So, sort of, you know, the stylistic effects of the genre and how they've influenced the tracks that we did on our most recent project from our electronic press kit.
Who would like to go first talking about their tracks? Fine, I will. Okay, so there is one of my songs is called Floor and it's with my friend Bobby. That is definitely so hyperpop because it's got stuff like synths and other cool instruments that also feature in hyperpop, like drums and cute noises that Bobby makes during the song. And computer game sound effects. So therefore, hyperpop relates to my music.
Wow, Billy, that's really interesting to hear about on your most recent project for our extended press kit. That you were really inspired, I'd say, by loads of elements there. What sort of gave you the idea?
I just really love hyperpop so much, so I knew that I had to include it in my project. Yeah. And actually, doing so enabled me to learn more about the genre, and that's what I'm able to talk about on a podcast to this day.
Yeah, to such a global audience as well. We have such a grand standing on this podcast.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for
no problem.
All the listens on Spotify, guys.
I can't wait to hear what my companions have to say about their music and hyperpop.
So I do have one last question before we move on. When you say the cutesy sounds, what kind of sounds are you talking about there?
I'm just talking about sounds. Well, what makes something cute? I would say slight unserious tone. Maybe it's more high-pitched than a typical voice. Yeah. Almost like a little baby mouse was talking. Imagine Pikachu from the show or game series Pokemon. That is something that is typically considered cute. And it is likely because of those reasons. It's a cute little electric mouse Pokemon. And it also has a cute voice as well. And it goes Pikachu. And that is something that there's probably many hyperpop songs that have that exact sample of Pikachu saying it in his song. And although there's no sounds like that in the song, it's more of a feeling.
Do you think? What kinds of sounds? Like, what is there any moments that you could pick out in particular?
We definitely
whether
have
you get these cutesy sounds
or gaming sounds.
Right, like chiptune, 8-bit sort of samples.
We have Scooby Doo laughing.
Oh yeah, I remember that bit. We'll play a little extract.
Culture, yeah.
We'll definitely play extract here.
That's a very...
I guess we'll never know. Call that a mystery. She's thinking twice when I hop out the limousine. Think he's sniffing raw, really sniffing creatine. Think he's smoking loud, but he's smoking nicotine.
Okay, brilliant. Well, thank you very much, Billy, for sharing with the audience
here. It's a pleasure.
And now on to the sponsored segment. Thank you very much to HelloFresh. If you like fresh food, you should really switch to this, man. Are you going to Tesco? That's garbage. Waitrose, you think that's good? That's shite too, mate. Ocado, bit better. Still tastes like my friend. You need HelloFresh. Yeah. That's right.
HelloFresh. Delicious meals delivered to your door with pre-portioned fresh ingredients and step-by-step recipes. Cooking made easy. Focus on what's really important. Spending time together. Order your box today and enjoy delicious moments with HelloFresh. HelloFresh. Dinner is solved.
HelloFresh comes straight to your door, and using our 21. Discount code Hyperpopcast 2024, you can get free delivery on your first order, as well as 15% off your next 6.
And they'll chuck in some mushrooms as well.
What kind?
You can take that to mean what
it's
you
a mixture of portobello and
Liberty
lion's
cats.
mane.
Oh.
And that's on HelloFresh.
Seth, do you want to talk about your hyperpop, Seth?
Well, I'd say most of my music wasn't that influenced. However, my song "I Want to Kill My Family" I would say was incredibly influenced by hyperpop music, particularly the use of auto-tune. I feel that I took that directly from a group that Billy named before, Drain Gang. I feel like Blade's music really influenced me to put that much auto-tune on my music.
I would definitely agree with you.
I would never have thought of that if I hadn't heard his music.
Yeah, turning the response time all the way down,
Yeah,
and the tuning to 0 cents there, you know, really getting that robotic effect.
Yeah, really.
And something I'd say, fucking it up. Something I'd say specifically about your track, Seth, is you've got a lot of scene-core influences. Say that we were talking about in the last episode.
Like that darkness.
Yeah, the dark imagery. It's sort of in the style of Memphis, isn't it? The beat, I'd say it's quite Memphis.
Definitely.
But it's kind of modern scene-core in the sort of the vocal performance on
It's
top.
dark and twisted.
Certainly. And it's streaming on all platforms now, guys. Here's a little excerpt.
Cross me and you know you're getting choked.
Wanna kill my family, I wanna kill my family in Broadwater KFC. In Broadwater KFC, turn my fam into a 10-piece in Broadwater KFC.
I'm a drug dealer, killer. No
Yeah, beyond the vocal performances, I have another track I released recently that was very hyperpop influenced in like the fact that I pitched it up and sped it up, which I feel like is a very hyperpop thing to do.
Yes, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, especially
Yeah,
the pitched up vocals, yeah.
Well, there were no vocals on this one, but you know,
criminal.
Just pitching up the effect.
Just-
simply, you know, that pitching
Vocals
tool.
are in third.
Yeah, well, that's very
Yeah,
interesting,
exactly.
actually, Seth, that you did that, because on one of my
That's
tracks...
nightcore, isn't it? You just did a nightcore.
Well, that's very interesting, Seth, because on one of my tracks, I also used that same effect of sort of speeding something up and pitching it up. In the intro of that track, which you featured on, do you remember that?
I remember it was
Shorties
a
on
very
Molly.
good track.
Oh, thank you very much, Seth. I'd have to say the same about I Want to Kill My Family. I listen to that. I actually sing the song to my newborn
Family.
daughter before she goes to bed. And it's just such a beautiful tune, man.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Really
regardless.
captured the
start them young.
emotions.
Yeah, you got to get them on that gang shit.
She's gonna become a rapper one day,
For real.
and that's all the best rappers, like Blade, and other ones too.
They all
They
started
all
young.
rap. They all rap.
Yeah,
they all
Viper,
had
yeah.
hardcore rap. They all had hardcore gangster rap to them
As children.
As children, that's
That is
sort
true.
of- that's how.
Yeah, that's how they're
That's how
made.
Biggie grew up, isn't it? But coming back to your track and the pitching up, is that throughout the entire composition?
Oh, throughout the entire
Right,
composition.
I only used it in the intro, sort of like, you know, a bit faster, just for the first 10 seconds or so. So that's interesting to hear how yours continues throughout. So another track of my EPK, which I'd say is sort of very hyperpop inspired, quite on the emo rap side of hyperpop, is my track All Alone, which, Billy, you did ad-libs on that track, didn't you? And you really managed to capture that ghostly, sort of otherworldly sound in your vocal performance, I'd say. How did you go about that?
I like just hitting the record button and just singing whatever over the top of a already recorded vocal, because you can choose to remove it later if you want to. It's just, you can just experiment, especially with auto-tune. You can sort of sing anything, and if it's in the background of the song, you're not going to pick up if it's a bad take.
Because I added a lot of reverb to your vocals too, to really make it sit on the side of the mix, sort of in the... When in headphones, you can really hear the effect. It's panned to the left a little bit. And I'd say the lyrical content of that song is also, it's quite sort of, you know, introspective, a bit mopey, very, very typical of hyperpop. And emo rap as a whole, that sort of stuff that we were talking about last week with High Noni especially, I'd say.
It's very, I'd say that's possibly, out of all of us, probably the most hyperpop-esque track that we've come out with.
Yeah, I'd agree, yeah, and we all worked on that, us three, didn't we?
Yeah.
And our special guest here, Sam. Sam, what would you like to say to the podcast?
I don't like hyperpop. I just don't. Okay, it's not my genre, guys.
Damn, we got the wrong guy in today.
But his vocal performance on our hyperpop track was
actually.
excellent.
It was.
Did do it,
So stepping outside of the box.
True. That is actually...
Oh my god, Billy's just fucking killed him.
That's what you get for not liking hyperpop, man.
Shit.
Don't disrespect hyperpop.
Oh my god, guys. Fucking hell, he's bleeding out. Oh my god, we need a tourniquet. Quickly.
Disrespect hyperpop again. How can you come on the Hyperpopcast and say that you don't like it? in front of us, possibly the most important commentators of hyper pop as well. It's like stepping inside the Buckingham Palace and saying that you don't like the monarchy.
Yeah, to be fair, that is disgusting. And I think that about wraps up today's episode of the Hyperpopcast. Thank you very much for listening, everyone.
Because, I've done irreparable damage to Sam.
We've got to clean
Yeah,
the body
we
up
really.
right
I think
now.
we're going to need
cleaning up
people
a
here
murder
very,
scene.
very
Yeah.
quickly. Thank you very much for listening, guys. Remember, use the discount code HyperPopcast2024 to get your first free order from HelloFresh, and also your following
free
6
mushrooms.
offers.
Oh yeah,
Exactly.
free mushrooms.
Wink, wink, everybody. Stay hyper.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.